I should hit record. If so, if you're seeing this on YouTube, congrats. There's something worth seeing later. That's your spoiler. If this exists at all, there's something worth seeing. Let's see. Completely unrealistic. You know, I'm actually torn on that one. Huh. Silk Song. Never happening. Prime 4 will come out before Silk Song is announced. I've heard that Engage's gameplay was quite good, Type 3B. Just the gameplay. You know what? If we're going for completely unrealistic, I'd probably go for one of my... I'm not going to say just the Mario 4X, but like one of the genre-hopping things that I've wanted so long for so many settings, like a Zelda RTS or Mario RTS or, you know, Mario 4X or Zelda City Builder or Zelda Dungeon Builder, something like that. There you go. There's the completely unrealistic want. Never happening. So, new question. Within the realm of realism, what do you think is the most likely thing that is still something that you'd really want out of this announcement? That's a little trickier, actually, because Nintendo can occasionally surprise us, but for the most part, they don't. They play it very, very safe. Like, for example, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess on the Switch, that's an easy bet. Everyone knows that the Wii U infrastructure was so similar that porting Wii U games to the Switch is extraordinarily easy. All they have to do is solve a few menu interface things and then done, right? So that's going to be a joke if they go that route. You know what? I've got a new... I've changed my mind. I know my new completely unrealistic prediction, or completely unrealistic want. I want them to never touch mobile games again. Because that's not happening. Oh, that's a long story, Sergio Mormon. That's a little bit out of context. The Zelda devs, when Skyward Sword was coming out, were talking about how the Zelda franchise does not deserve to exist unless they can innovate it. But what they meant by innovate is changing the controls. They refused to change the actual gameplay mechanisms, and they refused to change the story elements. So, unless you can make Zelda work with a new control system, you know, like the waggle, then Zelda doesn't deserve to exist. This is also the reason why F-Zero and Star Fox are both dead franchises. That's the direction I was leaning there. Anyways, how did Zelda survive after Skyward? Well, Skyward sold pretty well, and they had a new control system. Plus, the devs were like, it's okay. We're gonna... So, it's actually funny you say that. I didn't really bring this up too much during the Breath of the Wild review, but the main reason that Zelda continued to endure is because Breath of the Wild used a new control method on the Wii U. But Breath of the Wild took so long to make that the Switch started coming out before it was ready to go. So, they had to get rid of most of the control gimmicks, and that just left them with Breath of the Wild. Bigger. And then, why did Tears of the Kingdom come out? Because Breath of the Wild sold so much it's actually stupid. As Jesse Smash points out, Breath of the Wild is the best-selling Zelda game of all time by, like, quintuple. And Tears and Breath both have sold more than the entire rest of the franchise has historically. Now, that makes sense. Numbers tend to go up in general because more people are playing games and because of things like the Switch Boost. So that doesn't really mean much. But it does pretty much guarantee that Zelda's going to keep going. So, yay. So let's see. Now, what do you want the least out of this? That's easy for me. Anything mobile related. But hang on. Uh, other than mobile crap, other than Mobage, what I want the least out of this is for them to pronounce they've got some kind of proper remake of some freaking Zelda game that I've already reviewed like last week. And so I gotta review it again. God damn it. Come on, Nintendo, work with you couldn't announce that like 2 weeks ago. Ugh. Really, Giga? All right, time to break Giga's neck before she infects the others with her insane ideas. There we go. Okay, Giga's dead. Giga's dead. Wait, she's made of slime. No! You said you don't want the Switch... Oh, sorry, you don't want the Switch to not have backwards compatibility. Sorry, I didn't notice the double negative there. I just read, I don't want the Switch 2 to have backwards compatibility. A Legend of Dragoon remake. Who owns the rights to Legend of Dragoon these days? You say that, Giga. I don't know. Yeah, Sony, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I don't know, Bionic. Depends on what they do with it. I'm kind of with you, in all honesty. As long as whatever they put out is good, that's the part that matters the most to me. Well, that means that franchise is turbo dead then, Jesse's Mask. Which makes sense, because it is turbo dead. Thanks, Sony. You know, as much as I spit venom at Nintendo, and I do, recently as yesterday, God, Sony pisses me off. I know that some people are really into the walled garden concept. No. Speaking of which, you know what? I've changed my mind. Pie in the sky, Nintendo. Start putting your crap out on the PC. Do it later. That makes sense, financial sense. You go and put out the Switch, then there's a year, then you put it out on the PC. That even a year gap between ports like that actually makes perfect sense, too, for several reasons. Mostly financial sense, admittedly. You know, people are like, hey... And you have a year for people to get interested in the game, read reviews, watch Let's Plays, talk to friends about it, etc. Watch your favorite streamer. Am I your favorite streamer? No, of course I'm not, to be stupid. But you get it, right? Take some time. Year passes, and then it comes... Yeah, it's pretty much the exact same thing the movies did for the longest time. You release the movie in the theaters, and then about a year passes, and then it comes out on VHS. I can't even see what that emote is. Hyper love. So we're at ETA about 1 minute now. So I don't know where the volume's at. Might have to turn this down a little. Oh no, we've already got to turn it down. Basically, tell me how the volume is. I can adjust it on the fly. I mean, that does matter. I'll take that. Yeah, Microsoft buying Nintendo would legitimately be a terrible thing, especially since Microsoft's gaming division is... This is not a joke. This is not hyperbole or exaggeration or trying to get clickbait. Microsoft's gaming division is currently in the process of self-destructing. And that's bad. Don't worry, it's not the same way as, say, what happened with THQ or with Embracer, which is currently in the process of self-destruction. But no, they're just being cannibalized by the rest of Microsoft because... executives and infighting, to put it very, very simply. Microsoft no longer has the functional capacity to buy Nintendo because they bought Actiblizzard. THQ Nordic has been on a revival tour and is also on its way back out again. Oh, here we go. Hang on. Rated M for mature. All right, volume. How's the volume? Okay, so Mario. Mario and Luigi, specifically. Mario and Luigi what? Like, what is this? Mario and Luigi what? So I've played all the Mario and Luigi games, which means this is a new one. And I'll be honest, that's not something I would have called. Especially since the studio that makes these games shut down. Yeah, Alpha Dream died. That's the team that made the Mario & Luigi series, sorry. Because Mario & Luigi wasn't actually... Who the hell? Wasn't actually made by Nintendo. They just needed Nintendo's green light for a bunch of stuff. I mean, to date, there's only been one Mario & Luigi game that is subpar. And even that game is still a net positive. That's the Paper Mario crossover one. So yeah, I'm buying the hell out of this. Yeah, Mario & Luigi is an RPG, for those of you not aware. Really retro. See, that is a hot take, considering that is the best Mario & Luigi game by a pretty large margin. Brothership. November. Okay.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shinya Takahashi, and I'll be your guide for today's Nintendo Direct. That was
No, Melkor. It's been on the 3DS before.
Mario and Luigi series in almost 9 years. Mario and Luigi Brothership. Please look forward to a seafaring adventure that unfolds across mysterious islands, as well as evolved Bros moves with Mario and Luigi. Okay, let's see the first batch of headlines.
Bring the championships home.
I'm buying the hell out of this, by the way.
The thrill of the Nintendo World Championships is heading to
For those of you familiar with the NES Remix on Wii U, that's what this is.
take on over 100
This is NES Remix 3.
challenges from across 13 NES games, from lightning-fast beats to action-packed battles. Familiarize yourself with each challenge and perfect your timing. Then give it your best shot and aim for the top of the online leaderboards. You can also try more difficult legend challenges,
I mean, there never has been a Noble Name, so who knows?
including Super Mario Brothers in one go using warp pipes. Stuck on a legend challenge? Check out classified information for handy tips and tricks to help you improve.
What is this, Nintendo Power?
Skills to the test in survival mode, where you'll race against ghost data of players worldwide. After each round, half of the players will be eliminated. You've only got one shot to survive. Will you be the last one standing? Nintendo World Championships NES Edition launches on Nintendo Switch July 18th. Pre-orders for the digital version are available now on Nintendo eShop. A deluxe set containing a physical version of the game and other bonus items is also available for pre-order. The final battle of Fairy Tail is about to begin.
Of what?
Relive the climactic Alvarez Empire
Got
arc
it.
from the hit anime Fairy Tail in this action RPG. Set in the vast kingdom of Fiore, Team Natsu prepares to finish their fight. Engage in real-time battles and unleash powerful attacks that fuse different kinds of magic based on who's in your party. Work together with your teammates to take down powerful enemies. Fairy Tail 2 launches on Nintendo Switch this winter. Embark on a multi-dimensional journey. From Final Fantasy series creator Hironobu Sakaguchi,
No thanks.
composer Nobuo Uematsu, comes the turn-based RPG Fantasian.
I've actually played Fantasian.
Being robbed of its civilization.
Not a big fan of it.
To restore his memories, Leo must confront an evil entity threatening all mankind.
Yeah, this is a mobile game being ported out. I'm in favor of the ports, but no thank you.
Skills are the ticket to winning battles. Adjust a skill's trajectory to target multiple enemies at once.
Come on, Magic!
You can also send enemies you've encountered to a separate dimension and fight them later. The more enemies there are, the more you can wipe out in one shot.
It is very mobile.
Now, let us save the world together.
Fantasian Neo Dimension launches on Nintendo Switch this holiday. Another sport is coming to Spoko Square. Basketball is being added as a free update to the Nintendo Switch sports game.
And apparently all you can do is dunk if they want to show 4 separate shots of that.
Pass
Jesus.
and shoot. In 2-on-2 matches using motion.
So, it's funny. Wasn't it just like a couple days ago we were talking about how the Switch does have a gimmick, but like nobody uses it? Well, there's the Switch's gimmick. The actual Switch's gimmick.
Up to 4 players can also compete in 5-streak battle. Besides local play, you can team up with players worldwide in 2-on-2 online matches.
Yeah, this feels like a gimmick tax, so no comments.
This free update for Nintendo Switch Sports dunks its way onto Nintendo Switch this summer.
Okay. Awkward birthing metaphors aside. Interesting art style. So I'm going to say something very negative. I hope there's an actually good game under this, because something a lot of indie games will like to do is sell themselves entirely on their aesthetic without actually being good. You know what I mean by that. And then when people talk about that game, they think, oh, it looks so cool. And it's like, yeah. Mio, Memories in Orbit. Next year.
It's an array of cartoon classics. Leap into a new update for Disney Illusion Island. Monoth's greatest detective is solving a mystery,
Hi, sir.
and only Mickey and friends can help. In the brand new adventure, Mystery in Monoth, uncover hints and evidence scattered throughout the world, then use the dashboard to crack each case. What big secret lies at the end? Start sleuthing, because this free update launches on Nintendo Switch later today. Island adventures await.
Hey, look, it's Animal Crossing Lite.
Customize your character.
Or, we have Animal Crossing at home, if you prefer.
Hello Kitty, Kuromi, and other familiar faces in this
Kmart,
open world
Animal Crossing,
adventure.
I don't know.
Team up with your new pals to solve mysteries and restore Friendship Island when Hello Kitty Island Adventure launches as a timed console exclusive on the Nintendo Switch system next year. Let's get loony in this wacky sports game. Play as Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, and more across 4 arcade-style sports. Unleash the full power of Acme across iconic levels in up to 4-player local co-op. But watch out for falling anvils. Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports crashes onto Nintendo Switch this fall.
What's up, Doc?
That's all, folks.
Let's game on!
Probably was intended to be
Emergency
Bonafone.
meeting. New crewmate and
Thanks for the leak, by the way, Among Us.
Among Us. Alert others when eliminated as a noisemaker. Plant tracking devices on others as a tracker. Or turn invisible while taking out players as a phantom. suss things out when this free update for Among Us sneaks onto Nintendo Switch later today.
It does, Jesse's Mask.
A monster army is at your command. This is Felicidad, a realm of monsters. Those who command and raise them are called Farmagia and play a vital role in the land's civilization. 10 of Farmagia must rise up against the oppressive Magus to stop his vicious reign of the underworld. Raise monsters and lead them into the fight against the Magus' army. Plant seeds, then cultivate, and harvest them to make your buddies come to life.
What?
They can then be trained for battle. Give commands to your monsters and exploit enemy weaknesses in action-packed combat.
It looks more like a combination of Overlord and Monster Hunter, with a little bit of farming on the side.
In your party to call forth a giant fusion summon and wreak havoc on your foes.
Overlord, Pikmin, same diff.
Join the rebellion to stop the Magus in Farmagia, launching on Nintendo Switch November 1st.
No, I'm good, thanks. Okay, you immediately have my attention. Please tell me you're getting this off the 3DS.
Donkey Kong Country Returns, originally released on the Wii system, is barreling onto Nintendo Switch in HD.
Finally.
The villainous Tiki Tak tribe has hypnotized the local wildlife.
Sorry.
And stolen Donkey Kong's
I'm sorry.
banana
Quick, I'm going to talk over this guy for a second. DKCR was a Wii game that sucked because it was on the Wii. Then it got ported to the 3DS, which was an infinitely better version, except for the fact that it was on the 3DS, which had its own issues.
Each level is filled with hijinks.
So, finally getting a very good game off the 3DS is something I'm happy about.
To high-flying rocket barrels.
For the record, I have 100%ed both versions of the game.
And even hitching a ride on Rambi. There are plenty of transportation methods available.
Well, the 3DS version added a few things.
To a buddy for 2-player local co-op.
But, oh yeah, great soundtrack.
80 appealing levels are in store, including the additional levels.
DKCR is a mean game, but it's not as mean as Tropical Freeze. So this is about as new player friend. January?
Swings onto the Nintendo Switch system January 16th.
So I'm going to hold off on that until the Switch 2 comes out, probably.
Jungle Escapades returns in HD.
And they confirm that it's going to be backwards compatible.
Plenty of wild actions and antics are in store with these Kongs. Next, please take a look at this.
Ha! Okay, you surprised me with that one. I'll give you that game. Yeah, Dragon Quest III R.
Journey with allies to face the Archfiend on an epic adventure. Memorable
I mean, of course it's Unreal.
perplexing challenge,
Could be worse. Could be Unity.
and formidable monsters await. An iconic RPG remade in HD 2D. Forge your own path. The legacy begins.
There's the pit. You know, that's another one that would have been a...
HD 2D remake
That would have been a...
to Nintendo Switch, November 14th.
Oh, okay. Another thing that would have been nice for me is the DS Dragon Quest being ported forward. The 3 Dragon Quests on the DS are all proper remakes, And they're very, very good games. And I guess the rumor was true? Yeah, and they're stuck on the DS. Those are 3 extremely good RPGs stuck on the DS.
皆様こんにちは、堀井裕二です。ドラゴンクエスト3の映像いかがでしたか？ようやく発売日を発表できて僕も嬉しく思います。そして今日サプライズで発表したドラゴンクエスト1 & 2も HD2D で蘇ることが決定しました。時系列としては3が物語の始まりとなっており、
Spoilers!
1、2の順番でプレイしてもらうとあっと驚く展開が待っています。ロト3部作となる3と1 & 2どちらもぜひ楽しんでもらえたら嬉しいです。どうも堀井裕二でした。
Thank you, Mr. Hori. We hope you're excited to play the entire Erdrick trilogy, now in HD.
You know what's really frustrating is the only Dragon Quest games I've reviewed after Oblivion are 1, 2, and 3.
Let's have some fun, Co.
Nobody cares about Funko.
Say hello to Jaws?
Yeah, nobody cares. So, yeah, sorry. That's awesome. I'm trying to restrain myself a little bit. Lord knows I'm not a screamer. I am a streamer. But, holy crap. There was a rumor that Dragon Quest 1 and 2 were also getting the HD treatment, but it was one of those rumors that was like, yeah, sure. No, there's no way in hell, right? So it is nice to actually see that one be confirmed. Those all games 1, 2, and 3. That's just I really, really hope they someday get 4, 5, and 6 off the DS, because I want to stress that those were really good games and they are proper remakes. And do you know how much those cost? And they're on the DS, so good luck getting a copy of that.
We've got a smorgasbord of spooky, silly, and strategic games. Ready for an adventure of ghoulish proportions?
I'm probably going to buy this.
Summon your courage.
This is the only Luigi's Mansion I haven't played.
Filled with goofy ghosts, tricky traps, and other supernatural shenanigans. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th. Pre-orders are...
Well, Dragon Quest 3 is the big one for the Dragon Quest series in Japan, so that makes sense.
Meet the quirky little Denpa Man. Find him, catch him, and lead him on a joyful RPG adventure.
No, I'm good.
Explore dungeons and battle monsters. Customize sorts of outfits.
What, Talia?
Decorate your island however
No,
you
the last direct we had was in February.
Plus, up to 4 players in local co-op can team up to catch special Denpa Men. The
You know,
new
4
Denpa
months
Men
ago?
is free to play and launches
Yeah, I can't be the only person who thought, why are we playing as Tingle?
July 22nd.
Ah!
Strategize
I
away
saw
in the
this.
tower defense installment of the Metal Slug series.
Unfortunately, it's just a tower defense.
Forces and pulverize enemy strongholds. Choose from over 300 units with different abilities, and build out your decks to win tactical tussles. You can also slug it out with other players in online battles. Metal Slug Attack Reloaded storms onto the Nintendo Switch system later today. Embark on an expedition of the damned in this eagerly awaited sequel to the gothic roguelike
That's
RPG.
funny.
Board your stagecoach and set off
I'm always in favor of ports, so I'm down with this being on the Switch.
fight off nightmarish fiends.
Still probably gonna get the PC version myself, but you know.
And upgrade your abilities after each deadly
Really, Takeda? That'll be interesting to review someday.
Darkest Dungeon 2.
Although we still need to review the first
Nintendo
game.
Switch, July 15th. Pre-orders begin later today on Nintendo eShop. More classic titles are on the way. Play Link's classic 16-bit adventure and team up online to explore.
You mean the worst version? The worst, excuse me, version of that game.
Experience the remake of Samus's first adventure in Metroid Zero Mission.
More of this stuff being on the Switch is a good thing. No complaints.
Plus, coming to the new Nintendo 64, Nintendo Switch Online Mature 17 Plus collection of games.
What? Yep, Turok is very M17.
Plan to stop the campaigners' nefarious schemes in Turok, Dinosaur Hunter.
Fun fact, if not for Turok, we never would have gotten Metroid Prime. That's not a joke. And yeah, here's the one I know a lot of people have been looking for. This will make streaming this game so much easier if it ever gets funded.
Now with online multiplayer.
And online multiplayer is awesome.
Will be available for Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack members later today.
So, thumbs up on that.
Set sail to save the day.
Valiant.
This is Verona, a young woman with the ability to communicate with phantoms.
I will take all of this girl.
Join her on a journey to save her friend Ash. In this new installment in the Phantom Brave series.
Huh? Anyone heard of this? Yeah, I thought it was Disgaea for a second.
Tactical turn-based battles.
It sure looks like a Disgaea.
Where you'll combine the phantoms you befriended with objects in various ways.
Phantom Brave, Frieza.
Combine phantoms with certain objects to maneuver them. Combine with a cannon to attack a large area.
Sorry, I was literally looking at Disgaea 4 this morning, so it's kind of fresh on my mind.
Or combine with Verona herself for show-stopping abilities that can turn the tide of battle. Phantom Brave, the Lost Hero, launches on Nintendo Switch next year. This one's gonna take you for a ride. 7 arcade games featuring Marvel and Capcom characters are fighting their way onto Nintendo Switch.
Really?
As one collection. Clash in X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Online.
Duke it out in Marvel vs. Capcom.
They're gonna have online.
New Age of Heroes. Take down the Kingpin in the beat-em-up side-scroller The Punisher, and more.
They also have the oh man.
Hit up training mode to polish your fighting skills and combos. Select online mode to challenge rivals around the world.
There it is. Wow. I'm surprised. I am surprised by that.
In The Punisher. You can also cross over to the museum to view artwork or listen to music from each game.
I wanna take you for a ride.
Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. Arcade
I will probably be picking that up.
on Nintendo Switch.
Possibly on the Switch too. Mario Party.
The latest game in the Mario Party series takes place on an enormous island resort. Get ready to jump into the biggest selection of Mario Party minigames yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Haven't there already been 2 Mario Party games on the Switch?
Compete to collect the most stars. Take the escalators to travel between floors in Rainbow Galleria. Use in-game
Like, I don't want to sound dismissive, but we've already had 2 of these on the Switch. I should know, I've played one of them with my nieces.
and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway. With the new
So this will be up to them if we pick this up.
to 40 spaces with a lucky roll. Here on Goomba Lagoon, the ebb and flow of the tide can change your path.
Oh, one of them is a remake. That explains it.
Really get mixed up when the volcano blows its top. Along with 5 new game boards, 2
I mean, the Switch boost is real.
party games make
People
this
think I'm making that term up.
some
Or making that concept up. Excuse me, I am making the term up.
Speed trials, a battle of wits, and more. And some are controlled by gently shaking or tilting your Joy-Con controllers.
Listen, we've got to get the gimmick.
With over 110 mini-games, there's a wide variety to enjoy. Also, up to 20 players can go head-to-head online in the Coupathlon mode.
Yeah, the Switch had the advantage of coming out during COVID,
First place.
to be blunt.
Try your best to come out on top.
Like, I'm sorry. The Switch is certainly a good console and deserves to sell well.
The
But COVID helped.
Mario Party yet will soon be underway when the Super Mario Party Jamboree game launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 17th.
It was before COVID.
That was the latest installment in the Mario Party.
In other words, it was already out and well available during COVID.
With new boards, mini-games, 20-player online gameplay, and more. Get ready
If there's going to be a Zelda, they're going to end with it.
in series history. And now, please take a look at this.
So, Zelda. But what is it? Hang on, Dieselage. So, okay, that's Grezzo. Because that's the Link's Awakening engine right there. But what is it? I think it's a new one. I think this is a new Zelda. Where we play as Zelda! Oh my god! I'm actually shocked by that! Echoes of Wisdom. Dude!
Hello everyone. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of the Legend of Zelda series.
Yeah, when's it coming out?
What you just saw was the latest installment, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. This time around,
By the way, notice the blur's gone.
now it's up to Princess Zelda to step into the protagonist role. You might be thinking, will Zelda fight with a sword then?
No, I'm not an idiot.
To create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective. To explain more, please take a look at this video.
I mean, God's sakes, I've played Cadence of Hyrule as Zelda.
Stolen away. Across the
Ah, damn it, there's the blur.
strange rifts have appeared and have taken many people, including Link. Now alone, Zelda meets the fairy Tri, receives a mysterious
Not
staff
Fi.
called the Tri-Rod, and sets off on a journey across Hyrule to save her kingdom. By waving the Tri-Rod at a table she found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called an echo. Once you learn an echo of something, you can recreate it whenever you'd like. Even if there's a wall blocking your path, you can create echoes of tables to get a leg up. Just like that.
Okay.
You can create wooden boxes, old beds, and unusual things like water blocks. How you use them separately or together is entirely up to you.
Yeah, very puzzle-focused, which makes sense for Zelda.
Exploring Hyrule. You might be surprised at what you discover. Even battles will look different. You could pick up and throw a rock echo, for example. That's not all, though. You can also create echoes of monsters. After doing so, they'll fight by your side. Monsters have different abilities, so choose the one you want to create based on the situation. Wisdom is key, after all.
I like the mini-map. You notice that? Yeah, you have successfully earned my purchase, Nintendo.
The fate of the kingdom is now in Zelda's hands.
This is something I've been banging on about so long that I already had ideas fully formed for this. When we streamed Breath of the Wild the first time, 6 years ago.
Of the echo ability, which channels Princess Zelda's wisdom. There are a lot of echoes in this game. To be honest, I haven't counted them all yet. How you solve puzzles and battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. In short, we've created a game where each player's experience will be different. The Legend of Zelda Echoes
September 26th.
September 26th. A Nintendo Switch Lite system inspired by the Legend of Zelda series will also be available at launch. We hope you're looking forward to playing as Zelda in this new adventure.
Yeah.
I'd like to return this moment I'd stolen away back to Mr. Takahashi.
Thank you, Mr. Aonuma. Please look forward to the newest entry in the Legend of Zelda series. Let's see a few more headlines.
Let loose and party on.
Okay, so I actually am going to mute this because copy wrong. Because these are notoriously copy wrong. Really quick, Diesel Edge, thank you for the sub. I will probably put that towards the new Zelda. Yeah. Because you said dealer's choice. That I'm gobsmacked. I'm legitimately gobsmacked. Nintendo has such a long-standing record of playing it safe. Like, even Mario Wonder, which is a fantastic game, by the way, is still mostly just, you know, another Mario game, right? And yeah, that we're finally... So DKCR, if I'm not mistaken, I believe... I was wondering who was going to get there first. I was not going to do a dealer's choice until one of you put it on. So one of you gets the right to be the initiator.
Lego Adventure is on the horizon.
So it looks like Mana Brent got there first.
The world of Horizon in Lego form. Join Machine Hunter Aloy on a quest to save the world.
What was the name of that Zelda game? Echoes of Wisdom.
Lush landscapes. Dive deep into the cauldrons. Climb up onto tall necks and traverse other locations inspired by the...
Sorry, Doom Rider. Mana Brent was first.
Swarms of machines are lurking everywhere. Use an array of gadgets like blast boots and gravity.
This looks pretty cool, by the way. But then again, like, name the last bad Lego game.
To mighty sawtooths. You might even come across the fearsome Thunderjaw.
Yes.
As you progress, you can help Aloy rebuild her home and customize her appearance with lots of outfits. Oh, and you don't have to explore this vast wilderness alone. Team up with familiar faces from the world of Horizon in 2-player local or online co-op.
Oh my god. Hang on. Falling behind here.
This holiday.
We're gonna have to do some organizing here.
Journey begins.
Not that good of a game. Let's see. I'm glad it's getting ported though. Porting is always good. Hi, Dame Celeste. Yeah, you missed my live reaction there. Oh, by the way, those of you watching on YouTube, hi. Alright, so that was Junk Garage, and then Dream Whisperer.
Experience a decaying cyber city through the eyes of a cat separated from their family.
And Geludo.
Explore alongside a drone known as B-12 to find your way home.
I mean, I don't want to be that negative. I actually liked Stray. It's just, it wasn't a cat game, which was my biggest complaint about it. It's okay, we have a cat game now.
And stealthily squeeze into
so really quick,
spaces.
Javez, you get to pick 3 things because you didn't add Echoes of Wisdom to the list. Junk Garage, you get to pick 3 things because you didn't add Zelda to the list. Geludo, you get to pick 3 things because you didn't put Zelda on the list.
To venture into more areas of this.
So if all 3 of you want to pick 2 more things, let me know.
Back to safety.
No, it's the Goose Game sequel that I can't think of the name of.
Finds its way onto Nintendo Switch.
I have it. I've played it with my niece. It's actually a really good game. FF7R1, FF7R2 from Junk Garage.
Welcome home, Hobbit.
Wait, what?
If you've ever wanted to live like a hobbit from The Lord of the Rings, now a leisurely existence nestled away in an idyllic, quiet corner of Middle-earth can be yours. Customize your appearance, decorate your home, and settle into life in the Shire. As a newcomer to the little haven of Bywater, you'll befriend your neighbors, work together to solve problems, and even share a meal. Or 3. Explore, garden, fish, forage, and cook. The best way to
I'll
build
probably pick this up. I'm gonna be real.
dinner party with your homemade dishes. Plus,
I love the
you can
simple
trade with
life.
your
Come
neighbors
on.
For unique decorations or special ingredients for even
Like it
tasty
looks kind of like either Harvest Moon or
and familiar
Animal
faces
Crossing,
await your
Hobbit
arrival
version.
when Tales of the Shire.
I'm still probably gonna
launches on
pick that
the
up.
Nintendo Switch system this
I
holiday.
would, Talia. I would. I'm a bit tall.
Investigate. Interrogate.
No.
Checkmate. Two Ace Attorney spin-off games, including a sequel that was previously unreleased outside of Japan.
I was about to say,
Nintendo Switch.
these games have never come out outside of Japan.
Prolific prosecutor Miles Edgeworth take the case out of the courtroom and investigate crime scenes. Gather
Sorry, the first one came out apparently.
people and inspecting evidence. Then use the
We actually denied adding these games for streaming because both of them weren't out here.
enjoy all new hand-drawn
So they weren't actually added to the list
original
properly.
series character designer, or swap to the original sprites for a more classic look.
Those are good sprite work.
Break from your investigation to explore the gallery.
Yeah,
where
it's-
you'll find character
Get more stuff off the DS. Good thing.
arrangements and more. Past and present collide as you uncover the truth at any cost. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection launches on Nintendo
September
Switch
6th.
Pre-orders begin
Done.
later today on Nintendo eShop.
Probably, Talia. They've been pretty good about that.
昨日と変わらない普通の一日
Okay.
いつもの街いつもの光景毎日それが続く
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
これ何なんだよ
As a reminder, these are all vetoed. Just reminding anybody who's not aware of that.
After a devastating attack by unknown assailants, Takumi Samino's life gets turned upside down. A mysterious school mascot suddenly appears. While Takumi manages to get out of harm's way, he's then forced to enroll at the Last Defense Academy, along with 15
No, I did not, Jabez. I'm sorry. Do you mind repeating, please? I mean, you get 2 games because you picked Zelda. Unless you don't want to put it towards Zelda.
from hostile student enemies for
Let me know.
100 days.
What, a tactical?
An academy
A turn-based
shrouded in
tactical?
secrecy. And the unavoidable loss of allies. Can Takumi survive this 100-day trial, colored by extreme?
I mean, I'd rather not stream the triple nines. I'm not gonna lie to you, but
The creators of Danganronpa present the 100-line Last Defense Academy, launching on Nintendo Switch early
okay.
next year.
And Brothership. Okay. Hang on. We'll add that to the list.
Embark on a saga spanning generations.
Let the series die. It never was good. Sorry.
A full remake of Romancing Saga 2
Oh
is
my God.
launching onto Nintendo Switch. Rule and expand the Empire of Beren across multiple generations, while challenging the legendary 7 heroes who have turned to darkness. In combat, use returning Saga features like glimmers to learn skills, and formations to enhance abilities. Turn-based battles have also
Hang on
evolved
one
into
second.
timeline battles,
This,
where
there
the
we go.
action order is key. Innovative features like United Attack can also help with
You
strategy.
remember when we actually streamed Romancing Saga 2R the last time they remade this game?
And in which order will you fight the
God, that
7
sucked.
heroes?
All right.
Every decision you make will dramatically alter the course of the story. Safeguard your empire's future and protect your legacy from peril. Otherwise, the vengeful 7 heroes may emerge victorious. Romancing Saga 2: Revenge of the 7 launches on Nintendo Switch October 24th.
We hope you're excited to experience the full remake of Romancing Saga 2. That's almost everything for
As I
today.
say, this should be the last thing here.
Next will be our last announcement.
Yep.
Please take a look.
All right, what is it? You've already wowed me like 3 times. Xeno? Nope. That's Metroid. And yes, I realize I'm missing out on donations. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you. Just give me a minute, okay? That's Prime 4. That is Prime 4. Damn it, Mana Brent! I'm pretty sure Prime 4 is actually already on the list, by the way. Pretty much the like I'm looking at the HUD and there's nothing new about it, but it's all good. Also, notice we're fighting the Federation this time with Metroids of some time. Right. Unless it's Silex, in which case never mind, ignore me. I mean, yeah, it's coming out with the Switch too, we know. I've been saying that for months. Nobody believed me.
That was a first look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. After a very long time, we are finally able to share more information about this title. Release is planned for 2025, so please wait a little bit longer. We hope
Till the Switch 2 comes out.
Samus Aran's new adventure. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
That is a good question, Ice Tray. Yeah, that was pretty good. There was definitely some filler, but holy crap. Good night, Dark Ray. Let me catch up on the donations, because there were a couple there. Alright, hang on. So, first and foremost, let's pull up my own website here. Did you know I've got this thing called lorerunner.com? Did you know? There's a list right here that you can just click. Okay, so it's not there. Hang on, let's check this out. Okay, so it looks like Prime 4 is not actually on the list yet. How many of you know this page exists? Plug. Also, if you're ever wondering what we're streaming right now, you can just go to lorerunner.com, and I've got the stream like right there. And our most recent VODs. And our most recent large-scale projects, like highlight reels and rewrites. Plug. All right, moving on. Just making people aware. Just making sure. All right, so. Oh, yeah, there's a link to the live review document there now, too. That's actually semi-recent. Okay. Let me catch up with donations first. Because Mana Brent got in there first again for Metroid Prime 4. Thank you, Mana Brent, for being part of the show. So you get the credit for that one. Jaludo, you get to pick 3 things. Congrats. But hang on, I need to play a little bit of catch up. So we've got Dream Whisperer I got that. Jaludo first, I got that. Mana Brent for the Prime 4. Bragwin got bits. Thank you, Bragwin. Very much. I've jotted that down for Prime 4, Mario and Luigi Brothership, and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. Get some food, Rex. Jaludo, you get to pick 3 things. But either way, thank you for being part of the show. We probably will end up doing exactly that, Frieza. Okay, so Jaludo will be Metroid Prime 4. Wisdom, we'll go ahead and bake that into the previous one, just not do a double entry for no reason. And the NES block, which is, again, that. So we'll just do that. Okay, and then I think that's it for this. So now I have to check the manual donations. Legend of Lake. One moment. Yeah, let me get some music that's kind of appropriate for this kind of situation. For no reason. It's just. Oh, and Link died. Okay, so then we have Doom Rider. Thank you very, very much, Doom Rider. Now, you get to pick 3 things instead of 1. But I'll put one of those towards Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And Dr. Winter, we'll put that towards the Ace Attorney Investigations Election, I believe was the full name of that. And then Timanash, we'll put that towards Rogue Trader. Xenoblade 3, Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. And then Doom Rider's putting that towards Stranger of Paradise. I never know if it's plural or not. And FF7R2. I think that's everything. I think I'm actually caught up. Thank you, Timanash. Very much. Let me double check something really quick here. Hang on. Boring. You always do the boring stuff first. Get the paperwork out of the way first. You always do the boring stuff first. Looks like it's actually not there, so I'm not going to check the document.
Is in captivity.
So while that's loading,
The galaxy is at peace.
let's see. So we had... Let's look at us. So we had a new Mario and Luigi game, which, let me tell you, I'm shocked by that. Who's developing it? I don't think they said. Like, Alpha Dream died. Hang on, let's look something up really quick here. Yeah, in 2020. They filed for bankruptcy in October of 2019, and they shut down in February of 2020. Sorry, for those of you not aware, Alpha Dream are the creators of the Mario and Luigi series. They made the original back on the GBA, and then the DS ones, and then the 3DS ones. Miyamoto was like, "You must rise!" But also no story this time around. Alright, investigation. There it is. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, no kidding, Dame Celeste. They kind of rolled the dice a little bit on that. But then again, SMRPG R and Paper Mario 2 R have both been selling pretty freaking well. YouTube. There you go. So there's Brothership. Then we have the NES Remix. I already knew about that. NES Remix 3. I was already going to pick that up. Scooching forward a little bit. Scooching forward a little bit. Some random game. I didn't. MIO. That one caught my eye, but I don't know anything about it. MIO. Game. MIO game. MIO video. There's apparently a Mio board game. Here we go. Memories in Orbit. I've been saying that for months at this point, Ross. Nobody listens to me. I know I'm wrong all the time. Focus Entertainment. Focus Entertainment, they're a French developer. They're a French publisher. Excuse me. So they're publishing it. Who's making it? Who's the actual developer? I don't give a crap who the publisher is. Nobody gives a crap who the publisher is. Memories in Orbit is the name of the game. It does look like a puzzle-based horror platformer, so pretty typical indie Metroid fare. But I tend to like that, so I don't really mind. There's like no details. I don't know who developed it. 100% certain Bionic fan. I've been ever since they didn't announce the Switch 2 this March. It was pretty much 100% certainty they're going to announce it this fall. Well, whatever. They've at least got my attention with MIO. Moving on. Oh, wait, here we go. I don't know how to pronounce that. Douze Dixiemes. With several things above the vowels that I can't think of the name of. So let's see. Yeah, these people. They're French, obviously. Apparently in October of 2021, Focus Entertainment bought the studio of however you pronounce it. Apparently, they have made a game before. It's called The Shady Part of Me. Yep, this is them. Interesting. It's a game where you play as a girl's shadow, but also, like, you also play the girl, and you can interact with the light to change how the shadows work, to change the part of the world the shadow girl can interact with. So that's kind of cool. That's what I'm thinking, Blade Taval, but I am still kind of holding off on that a little bit. It sounds neat, but that's the studio who made Memories in Orbit, which is not coming out till next year, by the way. But okay, so that's as much info as I think I'm going to scrape out of that. What was next? Alright, there's the Hello Kitty thing, there was that dumb thing, there's Among Us, there's Formagia, which is dumb. DKCR is coming out on the Switch, which is awesome.
The Wii system.
Shut up. Nobody wants to listen to some dude talk. I was actually told in a comment just last night, I have no right to do videos on Star Trek The Original Series because I wasn't alive when TOS was coming out. DKCR is coming out in January. That's really late. That's not a joke, by the way. I really did get that comment twice, actually, last night. Am I sure I wasn't alive? No. Let me look something up really quick here. Let's do a little journalism, just a little. Donkey Kong Country returns. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I want. This is what I want. Shut up. Okay, so here we are. 6, 7, 8. If we count it that way. Yeah, sorry, I can't talk about Star Wars. Sorry. $16. $49. 57. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I was counting how many levels are in the original Donkey Kong Country Returns. It is less than the levels they have just stated are in the new one, Hitler. So, as a consequence of that, we all figured that, but I do like to do my double checks because developers are dumb, and this is my job. So it looks like the Donkey Kong DKCR is actually going to have all of the 3DS stuff on it. Cool. So all the new levels and all those stages from 3DS version. Awesome. Then there's Dragon Quest. I'm vaguely surprised that Dragon Quest 3R is still going. Like, they have been so radio silent on that for years at this point. I think it's partially because they wanted to be further along in the development of 1 and 2 first. It makes perfect sense to me that they're working on these three. It's not only the classics, but again, Dragon Quest 3 is the big one in Japan. That's the popular one over there in Japan. That's, yeah, coming out in November. Now, they also mentioned 1 and 2, but they didn't say a release date for 1 and 2. It's possible the trilogy is actually going to include, is going to come out in November, I guess is how I want to phrase that. I sincerely doubt it. We'll see. Either way, that is kind of awesome, and I look forward to seeing that on the Switch too. Ow. It is also nice to see that one confirmed. God dang it. I lost my place. Come on, YouTube. Stop being dumb for... I know you're busy, because 5 million people are watching this direct right now. Rather than following this direct. Come on. There you go. Oh, there it is, 2025. 1 second before I pause it. Yeah, the Erdrick Trilogy. That's what they call it right up there. By the way, Spike Chunsoft is going to be doing some work on that. I noticed their logo there. And then there's some Funko news that nobody in the universe cares about. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. I was already going to buy that. So that looks awesome. Something I don't even remember. I don't even remember the name, and I don't care. Darkest Dungeon 2, which I'm going to play it on the PC, but are my favorite ports. More ports of Zeldas and Metroids onto the Switch, which is always awesome. That's another thing. I hope that all of the Switch emulator stuff is going to be on the Switch too, because that's not necessarily a guarantee. Phantom Brave, aka Disgaea Light, or Disgaea Better. I'm really shocked by the Marvel, the Capcom arcade collection. So let's look at the list here. We've got X-Men Children of the Atom, which I'm going to admit to my shame is the one of these I played the most back in the day in the arcades. In my defense, that's because that's when I was actually in the arcades. Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2, as well as The Punisher. So that's, 4 fighting games and 3 beat-em-ups. I am going to buy that. Like 100%. Especially since it has online co-op. A friend of mine and I have actually played, we actually bothered to go through all the effort to get an arcade board emulated properly so we could play X-Men Children of the Atom co-op, because of course we did. And then we put on an Infinite Lives cheat so we could just run around as Colossus going, Brrr! Points if you get it. That's awesome. That is so many levels of awesome. So yeah, that's available 2024, no specific release date. New Mario Party, that's up to the kiddos. I'm kind of hands off on that. Skipping forward a little bit, there's a lot of Mario Party stuff. And then this new Zelda, I'm legitimately shocked by this. Because they showed this new Zelda, right? Like, here, hang on. Like, they show this off, right? And I've lost quality, holy crap. There we go. And it's like, okay, so it's the Link's Awakening R engine, like 100%. You can tell that in seconds. But the fact that they were starting with the fight against Ganon was confusing to me immediately. It's like, why are they starting with the fight against Ganon? That's so strange. And I'm watching the fight, and I remember as I was watching this initially, I'm like analyzing the fight, looking at the area like, is this the end of the Oracle's games? Is this Zelda 1? Is this... Because there's not a lot of games when Zelda, Link, and Ganon are in the same room as each other. In fact, there's only like 4. So what could this possibly be? And then that happened. And then that happened. And the moment as his final action broke her out, I was like, Oh, because that's when it clicked, right? That was the exact moment it clicked that we were playing as her. I'm still so goddamn jazzed about this, by the way. This looks so cool. I mean, that's very Link, right, Dr. Winter? Did you notice that Link was actually still on the cover as a villain, by the way? God, that looks so cool! Sorry. Let's skip ahead. Hey, Anuma. Yeah, in-engine here. We'll see, Ross. This is... God, I wish I wasn't moving. This is a little bit out. This might happen while I'm still in, like, a rental apartment place, you know? Yeah, no, please. Yeah, there's the blur, by the way. You can see that wonderful, delicious blur. It's probably not even a toggle. Although, Triangle Strategy added a toggle on the Switch, so maybe. Never know. So there's our gimmick of the thing. Try. We've had a sword spirit. Now we have a cane spirit, a staff spirit, mage spirit. Wait, seriously, Dakota? To be very clear, the first thing I checked on the Switch version of Triangle Strategy was, does it have an option to turn off depth of field? And the answer was yes. I even tweeted about it. That's how long ago that was. That was back when I was actually tweeting things. Yeah, puzzle focus, yes. And if there's something I really, really enjoy about some of the latest games they've done is the level of creativity they encourage. One of the things I liked about Breath of the Wild was how many ways you can finish the trials, and one of the things I almost assuredly will like about Tears of the Kingdom is how many things you can make, right? Like, that just sounds awesome. So, yes. This sounds awesome to me. Oh, by the way, Gerudo. Did you catch that there's the Gerudo Desert there, and there's actually Gerudo women there. The fact that we can actually grab mobs. By the way, real quick. Do you see the, right here, the mini-map? It's not great, but it is still indicative. It's a decent enough mini-map. It also shows the rips and tears in the world. But hang on, here's another interesting point. Did you notice that this is the LTTP map? And the Link Between Worlds map, at least partially. This is the spot just east of Hyrule Castle. In Link Between Worlds, it's a spot that has a circular thing that allows you to switch between worlds. You notice that, right? Huh? Anyways. Just point it out. And yeah, being able to summon mobs, plural, by the way. Like the frickin' God, that is so cool. Well, it's not all the map, it's just interesting, and it just gets me thinking. I'm just pointing out things as I notice them, don't mind me. Oh, hang on. Couple things really quick. So obviously we can float, that's cool. We've got some nice doodad design, which is straight out of Link's Awakening R, so that's awesome. So, did you notice? That's Impa. That's Impa attacking soldiers on behalf of Zelda. So that's already a big question mark, but hang on. They also then bothered to show us this. I think this might actually be a freaking first. This is both Zoras on the same screen at the same time talking to each other. Yeah, we've got the Zoras and the River Zoras right there. Interesting. And of course we've got the Dekus as well. The Deku Scrubs. Which may or may not be indicative, but I have to point out, Nintendo tends to do actually good trailer design for the most part. And one of the things that's important for good trailer design is being very, very tactical about what you show. And the fact that they bothered to show Impa, both Zoras, Deku, back to back there. Oh yeah, also, obviously, the tree itself. That says something to me. It may not have a great story, or even a great story focus, but that gets my brain going. And then they go back to gameplay, which, yeah, that makes sense. They even show a little bit of a boss, but not all of a boss. You don't want to spoil that. So that's all kinds of cool. I'm so jazzed. I am so freaking jazzed. Like, did you notice that we can actually summon, first of all, fire? No, but like the Redeads, which actually terrifies the enemies. And this is the other thing I want to point out. This is our title screen. Notice that Link is back there, and he's doing the very typical anime frowny thing while he's in this giant shadowy, death thing. So, what do you want to bet Link is either the final boss or the second to final boss? Or basically part of the final boss volley. Yeah, he definitely has the purple aura. Even if you ignore the giant... It's probably not easy to see on stream, but if you ignore the giant flaming stuff around Ganon, Link still has the violet outline. Like, you can see it on his sword, you can see it around his hair there. I am so hyped for this. September 26th. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how that schedule goes. Now, this shocked me, even more than that. They're releasing a new version of the Switch. This is the first piece of information I have ever seen that indicates that the Switch 2 will not be announced next year. They're releasing a new limited edition version of the Switch. Now, it's the Switch Lite. And this still isn't necessarily showing that the Switch 2 isn't coming out this year, because this could be a reuse of pre-existing assets. But still. I hope so. We might not be. They did do that with the 3DS, that's true. I would show you mine, but it's actually over there. Anyways, so, then we have a couple more things. There's a new dance game, nobody cares. Just gonna skip past all this. God, YouTube, come on! Work with me here, YouTube. So, Lego Horizons. I didn't really talk about this because I was still jazzing about Zelda, but honestly, yeah. Most Lego games I have played, all Lego games I have played, have been good. And from my understanding, most Lego games are good. So, pretty much already interested in this, just because of the fact that it's a Lego game. Oh, that would be interesting, Blades of All. Looks vaguely, not quite twin stick, but like leaning in that direction, you know? I don't know what to call that. Looks cool. And yeah, there's the online thing. Online co-op. Probably going to play that with my friends. Not going to lie to you. So, Stray, which we've actually already reviewed. So, no thoughts here. I'm down for ports. Always a thumbs up for ports. This... So, I've played a few games like this over the years. I'm actually really picky about them. I need there to be some actual honest-to-God gameplay when it comes to these kind of games. If this is just Animal Crossing, then I'm not super hyped about this. But I'm going to at least keep an eye on this and see what the actual functionality of, again, the gameplay is of this. And if this is something more than just decoration sim. No offense to anybody who likes decoration sims, but to me that's just not engaging enough to keep me interested. They do show stuff like this. And so we do have trading and we do have crafting. We also have some decent interface options like showing us how much of a current item we have in our inventory or in our bank. There's also a rarity system for items. The visuals look like that. I know the stream isn't quite getting it, but trust me when I say that's some sharp stuff right there. Who's that loser? And yeah, that's Holiday. I lost it. The moment I saw this, the instant I saw this, I thought, It's the investigations games coming to the States, coming out of Japan. That's, yeah. Super happy about that. Super hyped about that. Like, no, just nothing. I've got nothing else to add to this. This is something I am excited about. I also love the fact that they have a toggle, especially since, if I can be blunt, this artwork's nice, you know? But that sprite work is great. Like, hang on, look at that. That's okay, you know, that's fine. That is amazing. That is some design put into that. Also, is it sad that I recognize like almost everyone on the screen right here? Anyways, so also you can have different versions of the music, so that's cool. September. And then this is Don't Care. From the makers of Vetoed, a tower defense, which, yeah, don't care. Saga. So I was really negative about this, and I'd like to apologize to anybody who likes Saga. I'm not going to change my opinion, I just don't want to be rude about it. I am not a fan of the Saga series. I never have been. I have tried to play the Saga. I've actually played quite a few Saga games over the years, as I kind of keep dipping in and out, thinking, maybe this time. And like I said, we've streamed Saga 2R, the last time they remastered this game, which I guess is probably more like a remake, but still. So... looks like mostly, like, it's I don't know. I don't have much to actually add to this. They're showing a lot of similar gameplay from the original. I like how they're like timeline battles. Like, yes, who attacks in what order is obviously significant. Duh. And yeah, the generational RPG thing, which is a great concept, really. It makes perfect sense that they're doing something with the Saga series, though. After all, Octopath sold very well. And on the off chance you don't know this, Octopath is a Saga game. It doesn't have the brand, but it is. Octopath Traveler is a Saga game. 1-to-1. So, it makes sense that they're leaning into the sagas. I wouldn't be surprised if we see other stuff in the future. So that's October. And then, the only other thing I'm going to turn the volume back on for, I'm going to go back through this with a bit more of a fine-tooth comb. This took me a second, but yeah, no, the moment I saw Galactic was the moment I realized this was Prime 4. You heard me, right? You heard me. New look for the ship, which makes sense. We need to accommodate certain things. A lot more martial of a looking ship. Look, we've actually got guns on the thing. We've never had guns on this before. Also, I'm sorry. Hold up. What's with the ships in orbit? Plural, by the way. Start off with the Varia suit, as we should. I actually already pointed this out earlier, but to make this very clear, the HUD is almost copy-paste from Prime 1R, but that's a good thing. In fact, I noticed one additional little detail there, which is nice. So first of all, we've got the sensor scanner thing in the upper left, which is context sensitive. We've got select which weapon you want to be using in the lower left. That's going to be on your D-pad. You've got your health and missile count. Sorry, health is up there. Missile count is down there. But in the upper right, we've got our mini-map, which is solid, and an actual compass, which I believe is the new thing. Big battle going on here in the background. So once again, good trailer design. What's one of the first things they show off here? That right there. So I've talked about this before. Metroid Prime is, of course, an FPS, but it kind of isn't. One of the ways that Metroid Prime got away with being an FPS on a console was its combat was not designed around being an FPS. Its combat, its enemy design, its arena design, and its kit for you, the player, was designed around the circle. I talked about this briefly when we were going through the Metroid series. In other words, you lock into something and then you strafe around it. And all of the combat, all of the functions of the combat and the gameplay, and the kit and everything, all of that is designed around you locking onto something and rotating around it, which is why, of course, I think it's interesting and relevant that they show that immediately. Also in the background, we've got some ships bombarding things. Not sure to what point and purpose, but there you go. Nice devastation. Got to get some devastation going on. That is a space pirate, which means this is probably set before Super, because for all intents and purposes, Super is the end of the space pirates. And yeah, this definitely looks like the equivalent of the space frigate in Prime 1, which makes sense. That's the only thing you want to show off, right? And yeah, it looks like this might be... Like, that's a lot of stuff. There's humans carting something off in the distance there. God, that was quick. As we go out here, they're hauling something out of the room as the pirates are bleeding. And if you notice, there's actually a trooper guarding their flank down here in the lower right and in the middle left. And both of them are shooting at the pirates as they come in. Pirates start orbital dropping, like you do. More of that strafe gameplay. I saw something else, though. What is that? I think that might be... that is an indicator of where you just got shot by. Look at the middle of the reticule. Right there. Do you see that red? That's your directional damage indicator right there. Yeah, did you notice, by the way, we're not fighting alone. They don't show who it is, or rather they do for a very brief period of time. Over here. It's going to be just a couple of frames. Yeah, there it is. There's a couple of troopers back behind what looks like a chest-high wall, basically. Trying to do their best to help shoot these guys alongside you. And more space pirates, and whoever this loser is. It's some loser guy. I wouldn't worry about it. The fact that he has Metroids is in itself interesting since, well, that, I mean... Spoilers, but yeah, no. That would be comma and period. This is comma and this is period. And yeah, they follow him and follow his movements. Metroid Prime 4, Beyond. And yeah, hang on. A couple more shots here. Because they show us a little bit of fauna after the intro sequence. So we get our... Almost every Prime area has like an initial panning shot, which is what this clearly is. That looks gorgeous. Can I just say that really quick? Reminds me a lot of Prime 1R. Specifically R. But we've obviously got some kind of jungle planet, because we got to have our Brinstar equivalent. And I think this was it. Like, I think that's all we had. Except there's one other thing that catches my attention here. Come on, game. There's a bridge on the left. You see that over there? And I only point that out because that once again screams to me ancient ruins, right? Like bridges like that, that's an artificial structure. So nice, big, huge, Kashik looking place. Bridge. Extraordinarily hyped. And I think that's it. I think all this is just repeat footage. Yeah, and that's the end of it. So, I mean, it probably says it probably says something that 4 games just got added to the list during this direct. That would explain their visual appearance, Cyclops, because they didn't quite look like Metroids. Oh, there was never going to be a Switch 2 announcement. We knew that. We knew that. They announced that weeks ago. They announced that yesterday, actually. Holy crap. Yeah, the Mario and Luigi thing is gobsmacking. The new Zelda, where you play as Zelda, is gobsmacking. I never would have anticipated either of those things. And to be perfectly frank, I had no idea they were actually going to have Dragon Quest 1 and 2 alongside the 3 remake. So that's quite a few things that blew me away this time around. I am legitimately surprised on multiple fronts there. Holy crap. Yeah, you know, I keep hearing that, Rex, and it keeps confusing me. I've been telling y'all for months, I've been telling y'all Prime 4 is coming out early next year. Why did you, none of y'all believe me? Nobody believed me. That wasn't like some hopium thing. Of course it's coming out early next year. It's going to come out on the Switch too. Guaranteed. It's going to be our cross, you know they like to do that. It's going to be our cross-generational one, right? Just like Breath of the Wild was. Yeah, it's going to be a Switch 2 launch title. Absolutely. First of all, Rex to quite it, but several people in chat have been pointing that out. It was mostly during the Metroid block. Like, a lot of people kept being like, Prime 4, that's never happening. I'm like, where's that coming from? How are the, I refuse to play the Prime trilogy on the Wii because of its controls are cool. In fact, the Prime trilogy review run is actually funded, but I refuse to ever play Prime 3 or Prime 2 for that matter on the Wii. So I'm playing chicken with Nintendo until we get a remaster of those on some actual controls. Yeah, exactly, Neurozos. So we'll see. I am curious about that. And because screw that games are. It's an 80-hour game that I hate that is bad. I could live with like one of those things, maybe two, but not all three. I'm not sure what to say about this. Like this, their strategy confuses me a little bit. We know they have. Yeah, we've actually streamed Octopath Traveler. That's a fourth reason. We know they have a Switch 2. They have finally officially confirmed a Switch 2, and because of how economics works, the day they streamed, they announced that the Switch 2 exists, was the last day they could do so while still claiming financial credit for it in the first quarter of next year, which means it's coming out the first quarter of next year. That's set in stone. The only thing that's going to make that get screwed up is if they screw up, as if there's something that gets messed up in the pipeline. So by all intents and purposes, the Switch 2 will come out first quarter, sometime in the first 3 months of 2025, which means we'll probably get an announcement for it sometime around September or October, at the very least November of this year. So yeah, March 2025, you can put a pin in that, because that's going to happen. Why so much Switch stuff then? Now, this makes sense if you look at it from one of two different perspectives. On the first perspective is if the Switch 2 does not have a handheld mode at all, if it is back to being more of a traditional console. In other words, and this is something Ross mentioned in chat while this is happening, if the Switch is going to start being the new 3DS, and will continue to be the new 3DS, the new handheld, right? That is actually something that is possible. And we'll see. The second possibility is the other one. So Nintendo games don't really change their infrastructure. I'm using the wrong word, but it's their architecture, their coding architecture all that much. So getting a GameCube game playing on the Wii is easy. Getting a Wii game playable on the Wii U is easy, and getting a Wii U game playing on the Switch is easy. What I'm getting at here is that getting Switch games playable on the Switch 2, easy, right? Unless they've decided to massively change how they operate and have operated for decades. So, logically speaking, they could just be trying to push out all these games that are going to come out anyways, keep some income flow, keep some interest high. Then the Switch 2 comes out, and guess what? You can play all those games on the Switch 2. That's actually pretty likely. There are some leaks that state that the Switch 2 is going to have backwards compatibility. We all know what I think of leaks. So, I would still say we've got at least a 50% chance of the Switch 2 actually having legitimate backwards compatibility at this point. It would be likely, if for no other reason than the fact that, the biggest reason why is because the Switch is bonkers well selling. And if you add that kind of backwards compatibility, it's kind of a win-win financially, because you get all the people who want the upgrade. You don't alienate the people who can't afford the upgrade. You get all the people who don't care about the original or want part of the original but want to get into it, and now also have an automatic baked-in library. The moment the Switch 2 launches, if it has backwards compatibility, it has a huge library at launch. Why? Because it has all the Switch titles on it. Make sense? So, if it has backwards compatibility, that is a slam dunk, financially speaking. It would be very foolish of them, to be quite honest, if they decided not to do that. This also is probably one of the reasons why they keep announcing new stuff that's coming out on the eShop with regards to the online thing. You know, hang on. What's the stupid thing called? Yeah. This thing, right? In this case, it was actually the GBA and the N64, but they actually announced new GBA and new N64 stuff today. So it makes sense if that thing, the built-in emulators, the Switch Online thing, would also be functional on the Switch 2. Now, they might try to double dip there. They might try to charge it separately or make it a separate account or do some other boring, stupid, dumb thing. But it would once again be likely that they're going to go ahead and still have all of those games all emulated on the Switch 2. It would actually be foolish of them not to do that. So, I suppose we'll see. Four Swords Adventures Online would be really cool. I will admit, this is going to sound strange, because all the games I was predicting and even hoping for were all remasters or remakes, right? Like Ocarina, Wind Waker, Oracle, Zelda 2, Phantom Hourglass, Four Swords Adventures. Get those games ported forward. Get those games into playable format. Get those games into better format. Yes! But of all those things, what we got is something I want even more, which is a new Zelda game. So I am very, very happy with a new Mario and Luigi, a new Zelda, a new Metroid. That's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and take a brief break because I sort of skimped a little bit on breakfast. But when we come back, we'll go ahead and continue with Skyward Sword. See you in a minute.